NBA players with the biggest sneaker collection today. If you thought the NBA was a competitive league, you should see how competitive sneaker collecting is. The sneaker culture has really adapted within the last few years thanks to social media, and it's only going up from here. For many, it's become an expensive hobby, but to some, it's a really good investment in the long run. Some players use their hobby and passion to win a sponsorship with huge brands, where they're now the face of the brand. It's a hobby that just keeps giving for NBA basketball players and sneakerheads around the world. Here are the 3 NBA players with the biggest sneaker collections ever. We also looked into what being a sneakerhead meant to them. Keep watching to see who the NBA's biggest sneaker collectors are in the league today. PJ Tucker. By now, you know that PJ Tucker is one of the league's most notable sneakerheads, if not the sneakerhead. He's not just the best sneakerhead in the NBA, he's one of the top sneakerheads in the business. Last time I counted, I had over 4,000 pairs of shoes, and I have no idea what my collection is worth, Tucker said of his collection. Tucker is too busy playing basketball to worry about his collection's worth. However, he showed off plenty of Air Jordans. He's got some classics in the closets as well as the Jordans. He has a pair of unreleased Air Jordan 11 OVOs, which is an original Air Jordan 1 from 1985 with the original tags, and the Eminem by Air Jordan 4 Encore. Tucker shared stories with FN when showing off his collection. He shared the LeBron 8 Low, LeBron Palmer, his 3rd pair of the Nike Dunk SB Low Heineken. He said, quote, "Anytime I see a pair of these in my size, I get them." He also loves the Pata X Nike Air Max 1 and the off-white Nike Air Force 1 Complex Con. I got these for $100, which is absolutely insane if you know. Tucker announced that he'll be opening his own sneaker boutique later in 2020, being an Instagram Live Q&A, nice kicks. "We're looking to do the grand opening in October," Tucker said. Quote, "We got a lot of dope collabs coming. We're going to have some fun with it, and I'm excited about it." We've seen other NBA players open up their shoe stores in the past. Players like Bobby Simmons, Derek Williams, and Derek Anderson have all had the same idea as Tucker. In 2011, LeBron James became co-owner of the Miami store called Unknown. Unknown opened during his first championship season with the Heat. Tucker wants to bring a new perspective to Houston because he's felt like Houston has been his home as of late. He spent plenty of years with the Houston Rockets during his time with the league. The shoe shop's physical location hasn't been released as of yet. "The shoe culture in Houston is cool," he said. Quote, "There's a lot of sneakerheads and a lot of people that love shoes here. A lot more than I thought. I just think that there should be more activity." Tucker has played 9 seasons in the NBA and has worn Nike throughout his career. When he was with the Phoenix Suns, Tucker would rotate around with exclusive and rare sneakers, often worth thousands of dollars per pair. Sneakerheads began to notice. "That was part of my dream, just as much as making it into the league," he said. Quote, "I wanted to be in the league and with Nike." In 2018, the league loosened its color restrictions. Therefore, Tucker was given the freedom to show off more of his kicks. As social media began to erupt, so did he. He would often wear dope outfits to games where he would show off his shoe collection as well. This was his opportunity to get journalists to take pictures of him and post online. Tucker loves showing off his sneakers. Tucker's deal was set to expire recently, but after talking to other companies, he realized Nike would still be his shoe company. His new deal included exciting exclusive sneakers with custom colorways of Nike's latest sneakers. Nike also promised custom editions of models from Kobe Bryant's sneaker line. Some of those might be released down the line. Tucker loves having plenty of options when it comes to his sneakers. "I've never wanted my own signature shoe," he said, "even when I was a free agent and trying to sign with companies. When they were trying to sell me to get my own shoe, I was like, I don't want that. I've never wanted to be locked in on one shoe." Although the pandemic has stopped the regular season for a little bit, Tucker was plotting how he'll open up his new business and shoe shop. "From the beginning of time, all I've ever done is hoop. And this culture of sneakers has always been part of it," he said. It's hand in hand. Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is well aware that he's not the star player on the Lakers. But he's accepted his role, and he's now playing alongside LeBron James, who has made dozens of his own sneakers. "I've never been the guy that's had the ball in his hands," Kuzma told Sports Illustrated. "Shooting the ball from 3, running out in transition, cuts to the hoop, tips in. There's a reason why I've always played this game." Recently, Kuzma signed a sneaker deal with Puma. Puma is currently trying to get into the sports world just a little more. Kuzma attended a Puma launch event. He spoke about why he signed with Puma and how cool it would be to have a signature shoe. Sports Illustrated asked about how Puma pitched their plan to Kuzma. The biggest thing is flexibility, Kuzma replied to Sports Illustrated. Ever since going into the meeting, it's been more about me than the brand. For me, having creative control, having my input matters. Those little things persuade me. I have a lot of dreams and aspirations for what I want to do and how I believe I can help impact the market and really make some noise. Kuzma grew up wearing all the cool Nike kicks, but he still went and signed with Puma once he became a professional athlete. It goes back to the age that we live in, Kuzma explained. We're the age of everybody wants to be different. Everybody wants to be their own type of person. Growing up, everybody wanted to wear Nikes. That was that. If you wore something else, you kind of got laughed at. Nowadays, you can really wear whatever and feel the freedom of having swag or doing something different. That's what I did. I made a splash in my own lane. Kuzma also talked about his dream, which includes having his own clothing line and designing his own sneakers with Puma. Just being involved with everything, Kuzma reiterated to Sports Illustrated. I have my own clothing line, so I'm used to being involved in all the designing and whatnot. Just taking it to another notch and doing it with Puma on the biggest stage with a global brand, it's pretty special. It's something I'm really looking forward to. I think I have a lot of great ideas and a creative mind, so I really look forward to being on this journey. Kuzma is always dressed to impress when he arrives at games or if you find him out and about late at night at a nightclub. Kuzma talked about being around more of the rich population, which just makes him want to dress nice. Of course, every outfit starts from the feet up. Kuzma has plenty of shoes that he likes to show off with his outfits. You might even catch him wearing custom signature shoes. He talked about what it would mean to have a signature shoe line with Puma. It means a lot. I'm a basketball player, and I grew up in an era where signature shoes was huge. Maybe not so much nowadays, but when I grew up wanting to be a basketball player, it was something super important to me. Seeing Michael Jordan have shoes, Kobe have shoes, LeBron have shoes. As a little kid and as the basketball player I am, 100%, I would love it. To conclude his interview with Sports Illustrated, Kuzma spoke about why so many NBA players have become sneakerheads, what it means to him to be the face of a brand like Puma. People kind of overlook things, forget that athletes are humans too, Kuzma responded. We have dreams, we have aspirations just like normal people do. For me, to be the face of a brand, that's a one-of-a-kind feeling. That's something not too many people in this world have ever felt. For me, I really embrace it. I credit my journey and how long it's taken me to get to this point. All the work, it's definitely a big deal, especially to a basketball player. You grow up, you see Michael, you see Kobe, you see LeBron. Those are the faces of their brand. For me, to say that I'm the face of a brand, that's crazy. Kuzma and the Lakers will look to add another NBA trophy to finish the 2019-2020 season. The shoes are cool, but Kuzma would likely prefer a championship to sit next to a sneaker collection. That's the vibe he'll be looking for. Montrez Harrell. Today, being a sneakerhead in the NBA is a little wild. There are many sneakerheads in the NBA who want the crown for the best sneaker collection. Montrez Harrell is likely in the top 5. On the court, we don't just see new and current sneakers. We've seen basketball sneakers from the 1990s and shoes from signature shoe lines of Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James. Get the point. Plenty of players have rare items or gems that not many others can say they have. Harrell showed off his collection and says that he has over 1,000 pairs of sneakers in his collection. He's got an Allen Iverson Question shoe and also has plenty of Nike's Off-White collaborations. His collection is ridiculous. He had an interview with For the Win and spoke about his passion for sneakers and why he likes to collect sneakers. It's the culture that he loves. Harrell told For the Win that he doesn't even have a favorite shoe. There are just so many to choose from that he couldn't pick one. When pressed again and again for an answer, Harrell refused to name just one shoe. For Harrell, it's just his expensive hobby. It just became a hobby, something I love doing, Harrell explained. Going into the history of a shoe, just something that runs deep in me. I would have to say it started when I was younger, being the oldest of 3 siblings. You know, my parents and grandparents did the best they could for me and my 2 younger brothers, but shoes wasn't always a huge priority. We wanted to make sure we had clothes. I was never able to get the shoes the way that I do now. I've been a huge fan of shoes ever since I can remember, man. Being a sneakerhead is currently mainstream. It's a culture that has grown so much over the course of the last few years due to social media. Harrell also joins that aspect of the sneaker game. It's been great to see shoes coming into the mainstream, coming into the world that we live in today, man. He told For the Win, it's amazing that you see so many different diverse people wearing something that they feel kind of represent what they feel. People wear shoes to events, parties, all types of things. Just to see how far it's come and where it's at, now there's no boundaries. On Harrell's shoes, you'll usually see a cartoon drawing that's custom made. This allows him to express himself deeper and connect with people outside of basketball who might have the same hobbies or interests like him. I've created so many connections with so many artists because of it, he explained. I get to do what I love by being able to put those shoes on the court. Harrell has been watching a couple of other sneakerheads inside the NBA and outside of the NBA and recently told For the Win about the guys he looks up to. Quote, some of the guys that I watch a lot is Perfect Pair. I would have to say that my guy in Detroit, Jumpman Bostic, Nate Robinson has a pretty good collection. Nick Young's collection is pretty dope too. DJ Khaled has a pretty good collection. Josh Childress is one that really surprised me. There's a lot of guys I watch. There are plenty of NBA players with ridiculous collections, but Harrell might be near the top with us. But Harrell might be the top with his. You can tell he appreciates sneakers as a hobby and not just to show them off at a nightclub. For many people growing up, buying multiple pairs of sneakers was not a possibility. Being able to enjoy an expensive hobby has helped these guys live out their dream after working so hard to get to the point they are now. Everyone has a hobby, and it doesn't always have to be an expensive one. Everyone likes to feel good and secure when out in public. If you don't look good, you won't feel good. Adding sneakers to an outfit and dressing nice is always a smart move. If paired up the right way, it'll get you noticed. These athletes are finding other ways to make money. They're investing in shoes that will eventually go up in value that if kept clean, and they've also turned their passion into sponsorship. It's pretty cool when you're making money to represent a top brand in the world while enjoying your top two passions in basketball and sneaker collecting.